Good kick right in front of the goal, and it's in.
Back in, cuts to his corner, take the shot, he scores!
With a .978 save percentage. Excellent start for Karapandi. Brock Sharbaugh's in net for the Indians, getting his second consecutive start. Sharbaugh 1-0 and stopped 29 of 32 shots last week against Central Catholic. Still looking for that video feed to pop back up. At any rate, I'll continue on with the radio call here while we get that figured out. Jeremy Anthos clears it up the near side boards for Peters Township. On it now, Seth Hanna gave it away to Watkins of North Allegheny, who shoots and scores. Dylan Watkins puts it upstairs. He has his first goal of the season. And just a minute two into this one, North Allegheny has the 1-0 lead. Watkins, unassisted from the right circle, put it upstairs on Sharbaugh over the glove hand. Face off at center ice. And here's Vincent Abel shoving it up the wall for North Allegheny. Now Lehman takes over for Peters Township. He's stripped of the puck, though, by Simons, who lifts it back to center for the Tigers. Hart of North Allegheny takes a check there from Parker Johnson. Some new fresh bodies in there for Rick Tingle's Indians tonight. We see Parker Johnson dressed, also Josh Jones. Both making their varsity debuts here this evening. Eric Wilbert's in there on the forward check. Wilbert couldn't get it past Simons. And now it's Kevin Hart for North Allegheny. Couldn't get it out. It bounces right in on the goal for NA and held on to by Karapandi. So Watkins scores early, a minute and 2 seconds into this one at even strength. Nothing much to it, just picked up the turnover and ripped it high, short side. For Peters Township now, trying to make something happen, Josh Jones, unable to do so. Rushing down left wing for North Allegheny, Aaron Mark. Mark turned it on goal, that was stopped. From the far side here, picked up by Colin DiNardo. DiNardo rushing all the way down and over the offensive blue line. DiNardo to the circle, shot one off the stick of Karapandi, trying to go up under the crossbar was Colin DiNardo. Now Zakin in after it. Zakin, wrap try, bounces around, and Karapandi made the save. His teammates got the clear. Zakin puts it over on near wing side and cleared up and out by North Allegheny. This is Colin O'Neill shooting to the Peters Township line. Intercepted there by Owen Barrett. Barrett in his third varsity game, all coming this year. Dumps it in, and Peters Township gets the line change. North Allegheny 1, Peters Township nothing. Icing here against North Allegheny. That brings the faceoff back into the Tigers zone. Still working on the video feed. I'll try to get that up and rolling. We lost power for a second, and that appears to have thrown things off. At any rate, I'll continue to bring you the action here and try to get back to multimedia as soon as we can. Drew Wilbert can't take this lead pass. Now stepping up is North Allegheny's Aaron Miller. Miller, 17 goals last year, tied for third in Class AAA. Couldn't get that shot through, and now Drew Wilbert back on the counterattack, and he's offside, or the Indians are offside. More specifically, a little bit ahead of Wilbert there as he bursts in. Full line changes for both. And there's the video back. Thanks for hanging with us here on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. We're here at Printscape Arena in South Point, Pennsylvania. High wrist shot by Ryan Luppe, the Indians captain, gloved down by Carapandi, and no further play. 13:33 left in the first. 1-0 North Allegheny. Face off at the left circle from the Indians' perspective. Luppe chops it forward after Anthos drew it straight back. But the Indians have to go chasing now at their own line. It's Ryan Lee, one of the alternate captains for PT. Couldn't bank that pass to Torrey Schwartz effectively. Here comes Shimko back for North Allegheny. A centering pass. Watkins, a one-timer. He's feeling it. That glove save was made by Brock Sharbaugh. Now the puck hoisted up into the atmosphere by Tyler Duderstadt, player of the game last week against Mount Lebanon. 2 goals and an assist for Duderstadt. He got the Gladiator helmet that NA hands out to the player of the game. Duderstadt with the puck on his stick gave it up to Jeremy Anthos. Anthos throws on the brakes inside the line, but lost control of the puck. Stripped by Duderstadt, the senior defenseman. Good pass up the center to the captain, Hayden Shimko. Hands it off Watkins, looking for his second of the game. Whiffed on that shot from left circle side, and cleared by Jeffrey Poon to the wall. Simons on target with that one. Sharbaugh had to get under his pad for a moment, but he holds on. 12:32 remaining in the first. Watkins the goal scorer so far in this one. North Allegheny outscoring its opponents after that goal. 8-1 on the season. Great start for the Tigers, who bring back 16 players from last year's team, including 5 of their top 6 scorers. Simons with a drive, and it's off the stick of Sharbaugh up into the screen. And as you know, when you bring back that many players, especially your top guns, it's going to be a competing type of season, maybe a championship caliber type of season. We'll see for the Tigers this year, but you could have predicted it as this one bounces in on net off the backhand from Vincent Abel, and Sharbaugh again forced to hold. Face-off stays in the Peters Township zone with the Indians trailing at 1-0. Lehman will face it off against Abel. Lehman won it cleanly. Poon with the backhand around the boards. And slugged out by Eric Wilbert. Here comes Lehman on the move. Down the left side, Lehman with a backhand pass. Hit a skate and then lifted out to center cleanly by Simons. Simons with a headman delivery to Hart. He has Abel in front, couldn't get it there as it's intercepted by Hunter Ferguson. Defenseman who's in his first season at this level. Johnson couldn't flag down the aerial pass for Peters Township, and now Simons back for North Allegheny. Justin Simons, the senior, fishes the puck out from behind his net, left it there for Abel, long shift for him. Stepping up Owen Barrett to slam it wide of the goal for Peters Township from out by the blue line. Lehman's in behind the net. Mark Lehman has it poked away by Matt Gentile and cleared to the center red line. Jake Bush spun around, slipped the pass up ahead that connected to nobody. O'Neal drifts one into the offensive zone for North Allegheny. Holding in nicely is Parks. Good job by Parks now to hand off to Aaron Mark. Couldn't feed it in front. And it's Zakin for Peters Township. Up ahead, he gives it to Jones. Drop past DiNardo. Toss one in front of the net. Slid right through the top of the crease. Jack Zakin playing his second varsity game. The junior now lays a hit on Mark as North Allegheny clears. No icing here. 10:47 to go in the first period. 1-0 North Allegheny. Both teams unbeaten in the early going in Class AAA play. Colin O'Neill hops on a loose puck behind the Peters net for North Allegheny, but given away now to the Indians. DiNardo couldn't hook up on that pass with anyone, so Nathaniel Heil will take it right back, but now DiNardo charges in. DiNardo's shot as he pulled to his forehand. That stop made by Carapandi. Ryan Lee's wrister, glove down by Karapondi, and he gets the whistle. Zakin went to the front of the net, but the puck slid right by his arm and under control of the goaltender. Just like last year, the Peters Township Indians have 4 goalies listed on the roster. Alex Wilbert, who played in the opener. Brock Scharbaugh getting his 2nd consecutive start. Also Jacob Gray and Tanner Ringwald. But Scharbaugh and Wilbert are the veterans, if you will, among that goaltending core. Scharbaugh looks over his shoulder here as it's cleared out by Seth Hanna and then put right back into the mix by North Allegheny. Drew Wilbert, shootout winning goal last week, turned it over. Vincenzo Mazer. Mazer gave it off. Putnam can't get the shot off, and at least dumped out to center by PT. That forces North Allegheny to tag up on the dump in. Aaron Miller knocks down this pass, but it bounces right to Nico Watsula. Watsula in and rips one just high to the right side of the net. Nico Watsula scored the first goal for PT this season 2 weeks ago. Putnam ahead of the pack, and the puck got away from him. A couple of stick checks from PT proved effective. Miller slides it off the wall. Putnam drifted a shot left of the goal. From the far wing, Duderstadt creeps in. Wearing the A for North Allegheny, but he gave it up to Andrew Wilbert, who slides it out to center. Justin Simons, headman pass. Shimko dropped it off. Lamarck mishandled for a bit and then gave it up down the wall to Ryan Lee of Peters Township. Another Ryan, Luppy, skips it off the window and down it goes. 8:44 left in the first. North Allegheny up 1-0. Watkins, the goal scorer, just missed on this touch. Jammed it down the kick plate. Shimko running through Seth Hanna, but Hanna holds him off long enough to allow Anthos to take it. Some trouble for the Indians breaking out, though. It's Anthos circling back deep in his own end. Gave it up to Watkins again, but he couldn't control, and it skips right in on Scharbaugh. Nearly a carbon copy of the first goal, as Watkins is in poach mode tonight. A couple of times the Indians have been careless with the puck in their own end. They'll have to work on that as the night continues on. Last week, Peters Township led early, but then ended up trailing a couple of times late in that third period as Central Catholic came on at home. One of the more entertaining high school hockey games you'll see last week, and we carried it audio only on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest Facebook page. Tonight we're on that, and also Peters Township Community Television. We are glad to be back for our 4th year on PTC TV. Jeffrey Poon hammers a slap shot, and that just missed the top left corner of the net. Johnson on it, throws it in front. Here's Ferguson shooting. Save made, the rebound. Eric Wilbert overskated. Good hold there at the point by Lehman using that long reach. Jams it down the wall. Wilbert with a centering pass. Looking for Parker Johnson, but unable to connect. Tigers in possession now. Here they come back on the counter. Kevin Hart playing his 3rd game for NA. Can the Indians get it up and out? They do. 2-on-2 rush. Here's Lehman. Lehman chipped it around Simons. Mark Lehman behind the goal. Swirled a pass to the front of the net that hit a skate. Now Lehman checking Chris Hamlin into the boards. Helping Peters get it right back. Johnson cutting in, but stick checked by O'Neill at the last moment. Eric Wilbert quickly off the wall. Dishes one in behind. Johnson with a centering play. Tapped away from Colin DiNardo, though. Peters Township slightly warming to the task here, getting some additional offensive zone time as this first period continues. 6:57 left in the first. Draw right at center ice. Sean Parks plays it deep for North Allegheny. Zakin for PT. On the wall, joined by Colin DiNardo. O'Neill reaching in for North Allegheny. Owen Barrett, though, finally plucks it loose. He tried to clear it up the far wing side. Nothing doing there, but there's a good play by Josh Jones to tap it past O'Neal, and the rush is on for PT. Zakin knocked it deep. From behind the goal, Gentile. Duderstadt plays it in front of his own net to O'Neal, and it cleared out to center. Seth Hanna to Zakin on the geometric pass, the bank play in front of the North Allegheny bench. Duderstadt. Left wing pass finds Mark, shooting high and wide. Seth Hanna's on it now. Hanna didn't get a lot on that backhand. North Allegheny keeps it in the offensive zone. Lee's going to try to save the day here. He chips it up the wall, and out it goes with help from Colin DiNardo. Indians need a change, but the whistle sounds anyway, as DiNardo's attempted shoot-in found its way into the North Allegheny bench. Both teams 2-0. Both teams 1-0 at home, 1-0 on the road to start this year. Last week, North Allegheny went 3 for 7 on the power play out Mount Lebo. That helped them build a 41-19 edge in shots. Karapondi was not tested very often there. 4-goal third for the Tigers. Ended up putting that one away. Hunter Ferguson, the high toss off the glass. Couldn't get it out. Kept in there, Nathaniel Heil. Cross-ring pass. Deflects over to the near side wall, and then Turkovic drove a shot that was blocked by Andrew Wilbert. Here come the Indians back. Watsula wanted to leave it behind him for McElhaney, but doesn't hook up with its intended receiver. Jeffrey Poon, the senior defenseman, came on late last year in the playoffs. Poon, McElhaney, can't do anything with it. Heil's shot goes through traffic and bounces into the right corner and then fired right through the crease. Tyler Lamarck was, or pardon me, that was Miller actually. Miller looking for a teammate. None was home. Andrew Wilbert on the breakout. Takes the pass in his skates, now turns it up ice. Wilbert's in, and he couldn't turn it over to the forehand as he slid right through the crease. Andrew Wilbert dispossessed. Watsula backing out a little bit here. And a smart move as it turns out. Watsula gets the puck. Good move to his backhand. Watsula digs in behind the goal. Good-looking varsity rookie, Nico Watsula. Play jammed up in the corner, and the Tigers come out of there with it. Making the play, Heil, as he skates it out to center himself. Flipped it past Miller at the blue line. Owen Barrett on it now. Barrett, D-to-D, over to the near side, Jake Bush. Now Schwartz. Torrey Schwartz, a couple of goals in the early going this season, but lost control of that one on the turnover. And Sharbaugh has to freeze with Tyler Lamarck right there in his face. Early offensive leaders for North Allegheny. Hayden Shimko, the captain, leads the way, in fact, with 4 points on a goal and 3 assists. 3 points for Lamarck on 2+1, and Aaron Miller, who has 3 helpers on the year. Also 3 points for Duderstadt from the blue line, 2 goals and 1 assist. Here comes Anthos on the run. Nice shot, but into the breadbasket of Karapondi as Anthos churned those legs forward and got into the offensive zone, backing in the Tigers a bit. Draw in the North Allegheny zone. Tigers look for the breakout. Luppy lays the check, but now picking it up and clearing is Dylan Watkins. Torrey Schwartz guns a pass on far wing, too hot for Luppy to handle. Tyler Duderstadt curling to the middle. His pass clicked off a couple of sticks, and right back to the Indians' Barrett, who, well, he thought he iced it, but instead it's ruled that the Tigers could have played it. So on the forecheck now, Anthos with Luppy. Anthos, Luppy, and Schwartz, the unit out there. They overskate. Here come the Tigers back. 4-man rush, but Lamarck can't take it. The fluttering pass by Shimko threw off the timing of that push back. So with 3:11 remaining in the first, we'll have a neutral zone face-off. North Allegheny ahead 1-0. If you're joining the broadcast late, Dylan Watkins scored 1 minute and 2 seconds into this first period. Off the turnover from PT. A snipe job under the crossbar against Brock Sharbaugh for Watkins, who gets on the board in 2018-19. Johnson Pressuring on the forecheck for PT. Here's Lehman centering one. Deflects out to the point. Hanna's big drive went high over the net. He got all of that one, did Seth Hanna. Lehman, who wanted to flag down that rebound, eventually does. Eric Wilbert gives it to the point. Hanna, cross rink. Lee shoots it on the move, and that would have caused some trouble if it had gotten through, but it was blocked. Down to 2:30 left in the first. Lehman takes this relay, sends it further. Back there, Karapondi nearly gave it up, and does eventually off the deflection. Lee's backhand to the front. Lehman turns it in front. Save made Karapondi. Rebound, and Johnson couldn't get it by on the short side post. Indians regroup. Lee. Soft play for Eric Wilbert. Johnson throws the body around. Loose puck picked up by the Tigers. Here comes Hanlon. Spun it wide of the goal. Now in on it, Seth Hanna. Hanna to Eric Wilbert. Couldn't quite get it to him, in fact. Then Heil is bumped hard, stapled to the boards by Mark Lehman, and the Indians get the puck out of all that. Under 2 to go in the first. Wilbert, Eric Wilbert that is, stripped of it. 2 Wilberts on the ice tonight, both Eric and Andrew, forwards. Alex Wilbert, the backup goaltender. Group of we used to be sophomores last year, now juniors. They grow up so fast these days. Ferguson, shot one, rebound is loose. Zakin took a hack, it's still free, but the whistle sounds early. The Indians were hunting that loose puck, and they don't like that early whistle, but referee lost sight of the puck, as it turns out. Sometimes it happens. .118 left in the first period. Indians down a goal on home ice here at Printscape Arena in South Point, Pennsylvania. DiNardo to face it off against Hayden Shimko, and the Tigers captain gets the better of that matchup. Watkins tried once, tried twice, now does get possession of it and finds Shimko. High rising wrister. Hit the glass. Simons keeping at the point. Gunned it down the wall. It went through Lamarck and over to Ferguson. A high toss, bounces off the glove of Heil and put right back into the offensive zone for an offside. 55 seconds remaining in the first period. 2 games in Class AAA yesterday. Central Catholic picking up a thriller, a 6-5 win against the Butler Golden Tornado. That was out at Frozen Pond. Home ice for Butler. And Seneca Valley, the defending Penguins Cup champions, now have a loss on their record early this season. Mount Lebo winning it 2-1. Impressive victory there for the Blue Devils at this stage of the game, especially after losing 6-1 to this North Allegheny outfit just last week. 30 seconds left in the first period. A curl at the blue line by Lamarck, but the puck drifted off his blade. Shot right back in, Luke Turkovich. There's a slash at center ice. Lamarck took a hack at DiNardo. Breakaway pass attempt for Andrew Wilbert. He couldn't take it, but the touch up for the Tigers, and there's the penalty and the slash. You could hear it from up here on the concourse. Easy call against Lamarck. Not sure what predicated that, but at any rate, with 17 seconds left, the Indians go to the power play for the first time tonight. First power play for either side. Tyler Lamarck takes his first penalty of the season. The junior will sit it out for the next 2 minutes. The Tigers hope at least it's 2 minutes. Off the face-off, Lehman lost it to Shimko. Puck's behind the net, but there's Ryan Luppy on it. The captain for the Indians gave it to the point, and Anthos' wrister hit Mazer. Drive from Hanna, redirected by Lehman just wide of the goal. Down to 3 seconds now. Pushed down the boards by Luppy. There's the buzzer. Time runs out on period number 1. After 17 minutes from Printscape, it's 1-0 North Allegheny. Dylan Watkins' goal still standing up, but the Indians will have 1:43 of power play time to start the second as they have a quick discussion at their bench. Both teams do. There's no ice resurfacing after 1 period in PIHL hockey. They do that after 2. Other out-of-town scorers, well, those were the only two from AAA yesterday. Nothing else going on tonight in AAA. Thursday, we'll see Butler make the trip up Interstate 79 to Erie to play Cathedral Prep. Class AAA last year saw Peters Township win the regular season crown, and then Seneca Valley beating PT in the Penguins Cup final up at Cranberry at the Lemieux Sports Complex. These two teams, PT and North Allegheny, met in the playoffs last year. I mentioned they split the regular season meetings, then PT edged North Allegheny 2-1. Mark Lehman, sophomore at the time, had the game-winning goal at RMU Island Sports Center. That was back last March. Feels like a long time ago now. North Allegheny finished last season at 11-5-2, 5 points behind PT. NA had the 4th seed going into the playoffs. As I mentioned, only one of their 6 top scorers from last year, Bernardo Vieira, graduated. A lot of firepower back for North Allegheny, and they're looking sharp early in this one, but they have to kill a penalty to start the second period. This is Miller, top gun, you'd presume, for the Tigers this year, out here killing. And he gets the backhand in deep, forcing the Indians to go 200 feet with it. Luppy stretching out, using that speed. Ryan Luppy shooting right into the Tigers insignia on Karapandy's chest. Play stops as we have some chirping on the ice. You can hear it from up here. Ryan Luppy already has 3 goals. He leads this Indians team in that category by 2. That's already just 2 shy of his total all of last year in 13 games played. Luppy had a pair in the opener, a 6-4 win against Cannon McMillan. Right here as the Indians retain the Miners' Cup trophy. And then Luppy scored a breathtaking breakaway goal off a center ice faceoff. A rare occasion there to tie the score last week, 2-2 against Central Catholic. Luppy makes this pass to Hanna. Hanna wants to go right back to Luppy, but it's intercepted, read perfectly by Aaron Miller. And North Allegheny relieves the pressure. Anthos nearly took out his own man in Lehman and lost the puck in the process. So the zone entry goes awry for PT. Hanna's back for it. He's checked off the puck briefly by Watkins, but then Hanna fights to get it right back. Seth Hanna throws on the brakes, then gave it away to Shimko at center. Shimko off to Watkins, partially blocked by Hanna. Good shorthanded chance, though, for North Allegheny. The Tigers already have one shorty on the season, scored by the man in the box currently. That's Tyler Lamarck. Just 13 seconds to go on that penalty, but here comes Anthos driving wide. Try to cut to the forehand, but the puck drifted away. Shimko's backhand. He can't get it out for the Tigers. Now he'll get some help, though, from his teammate in Simons, and down it goes. Penalty over. Lamarck's back on the Tigers bench, and the Indians ice this one on an errant pass from center. 15:05 left in the second period. 1-0 North Allegheny. The Tigers survive their first time shorthanded in this game. And that missed chance on the power play puts the Indians at 0 for 4 on the season on the PP. It was just like last year so far in the early season. This time around, the Indians did not generate a ton of power play chances last year. They finished 7th out of 10 teams in conversion rate, too. But just the 4 chances now through, well, what would it be? 7 periods. Here's Josh Jones on a backhand. Missed it. In behind the net it goes. Sean Parks, lead pass, and he has a man up ahead of the pack. It's Hart in, stopped by Sharbaugh. Kevin Hart robbed on the breakaway chance from the blue line. Excellent pass by Sean Parks to set up his line mate. Here's Abel in after it. Abel takes the bump, played it right past the fallen goalie stick of Sharbaugh in the corner, and the Indians' Jeffrey Poon simply guns it down the length of the rink to get a stoppage in play. And you can change on an icing in PIHL. Now Poon having a discussion there with Jack Zakin. They're talking about the breakout, it looks like. And Rick Tingle, Indians head coach, speaking with his top line of Schwartz, Anthos, and Luppy before they go over the boards. Perhaps some reinforcements here with 14-12 left in the second period. The Indians have had a potent attack in the early going, but not a lot to speak of here against NA. Luppy forces the issue. Tip of the spear on the forecheck. Putnam lifted one off the stick of Anthos on his backhand side. It pops free at the Tigers' blue line, and that's where Turkovich will take over and shoot in and chase after it himself. But the puck's played right past him by Ferguson, and then Ferguson turned it over at center. Here comes Aaron Miller, breaking by Barrett. Miller's in with the backhand. He scores! Aaron Miller with a beauty as he cut in, turned it over at the last possible moment, avoided the stick check of Sharbaugh, and popped it into the twine. With 13:38 left in the second, North Allegheny has a 2-0 lead. So Miller gets his first goal of the season. You'd imagine a first of many for the senior sniper. I mentioned he had 17 last year. And that was the look of an experienced goal scorer as he broke in on net. Never looked rushed or panicked or anything. And just professionally deposited that one around the outstretched pad of Brock Sharbaugh. Watkins now on the one-timer, looking for his second of the game, but that's redirected into the corner. Now Owen Barrett knocked it off a partition, kept in at the blue line. Kept in there by Heil with the Tigers up 2-0. So for the second time this season, for the second time in as many games, the Indians trail at home by 2. Shot from the point by Mensch, blockered away. Or pardon me, near the half-wing wall it came from. Sharbaugh makes that save, but Tigers working here with Watkins. Laid it back against the grain, or tried to Shimko. Good idea, just couldn't quite execute it. Lehman with the bank play. Here come the Indians on the counter. It's Eric Wilbert to Lehman. Save made, rebound, lifted high. Parker Johnson had the chance for his first varsity goal, but missed the target. Hanlon on back. 12:35 to go in the second. Hanlon has an open man in the middle. Couldn't quite get it to him as Mark was knocked down. Both teams with opportunities off the rush in this second period. Ryan Lee holding, looking, and simply sends a soft area pass up the right wing boards. Turkovich left it behind for a second, but gets it right back. Over to his defense partner, and Duderstadt. Crisp breakout for the Tigers. O'Neal, low wrist shot, sticked away by Sharbaugh. O'Neal reaching in. The Tigers looking inspired by their 2-goal lead. Miller out to the sidewall, and O'Neal couldn't get it on line. Or pardon, that was Turkovich from the far side. Now it's O'Neal from the near, shoveling a pass in front of the goal. And Sharbaugh has seen enough. He'll hold on with 11:44 remaining in the second. Goals by Watkins and Miller have the Tigers ahead in this clash of unbeatens in the early season schedule. I mentioned earlier they'll meet again in early January. Just 9 teams in Class AAA this season. So some teams you'll play twice, some teams you'll play 3 times. In the case of these 2 squads, they'll play twice in the regular season. Offside, Peters Township pushing the puck up to the offensive end. PT attacking from right to left in this period. Peters Township in the white jerseys with red and black trim, and North Allegheny in the black and the gold and the white. Heil on the draw against Wasula. Heil out-muscled Watsula for that puck. And they're right back on the pressure. Can the Indians get it out? It'll be McElhaney forcing it out to center. Wilbert to Watsula. Takes it on the backhand. Does Watsula put it in front? And Andrew Wilbert's redirect just missed the near side post. Watsula takes the pass from McElhaney. This line has something going for the Indians. Watsula dangling but losing control, and Parks bunts that one to neutral zone. Hart in over the line, but Abel was just a step ahead of the play. Offsides the call. Under 11 remaining in the second. Well, the strong start to the season for Richard Carapandi of the North Allegheny Tigers continues on. He's only allowed the 1 goal on 45 shots against coming into this game, and he's tacked on a few more saves here. His counterpart on the other side of the ice, Brock Sharbaugh, has been the busier of the 2 goalies. But the Indians trying to change that here. Not for the moment, though. Miller, off the loose puck, he gets to it in hungry fashion and shoves one again on net. Another save by Sharbaugh. And another defensive zone draw for Peters Township to endure. DiNardo against Vincenzo Mazur. Mazur tripped up by Barrett, it appeared, but no calls forthcoming from either of the 2 officials. Peters might have dodged one on that situation. Bush, the feed on far wing. Zakin tosses it down the rink. Matt Gentile, good pass to Mazur, but he can't handle it. Barrett, put down on his backside by Putnam. North Allegheny getting to most loose pucks now. Miller, Tigers with a 2-0 lead. Now 10 minutes to go in the second. Putnam from the wall, long shot, and into the chest of Sharbaugh, who pins it there with the glove hand. It was at this point of the game that PT began its comeback 2 weeks ago. They were down 3-1 to their rival Big Macs here on home ice in the season opener. Barrett takes the bump, now feeds McElhaney. McElhaney to Watsula, takes it skillfully off his skates. Watsula breaking in, pad save made. Carapandi came up big. Watsula turns and shoots and just missed. Nico Watsula showing off the skills here on this shift. McElhaney does the same. Dangles around Simons, but then Simons gets it back, but he can't clear. Lee ripped it along the ice. Off the end boards it goes. Schwartz to Watsula. Nico Watsula on his backhand. Pad save, Carapandi, loose puck. Schwartz on it again. Torrey Schwartz. Rick Tingle mixing up his line. Schwartz with McElhaney and Watsula. Watsula's pass to the point, and Lee off a body. That was off McElhaney and bounced to the corner. McElhaney trying to catch up to a rolling puck. It'll be Watkins, though, instead for North Allegheny. Gave it away in the neutral zone to Lee. Tried to break into the offensive zone. And, in fact, the stick check helped out PT because otherwise it would have been offside. Bank play up ahead. Here come the Tigers. Shimko. That dish was in his skates. Watkins tried to pull it out of his skates at the circle, but was thwarted there. Indians on the clear out. Lee with under 9 to go in the second. Putnam couldn't drag that around Hannah. And on the chase now, here comes Andrew Wilbur, rolling puck. He's in, and he's stopped by Carapandi, and a penalty coming up as Luppy hunts the rebound. It's still free. Carapandi reached out to stop Anthos, but we're going to have a call coming up, I think. Interference being whistled here, and it's Andrew Wilbur going to the box. It's going to be goalie interference. Wow, I did not see that coming. I thought it'd be a penalty against the defending team. Instead, it's Wilbert going off. He can't understand what happened as he got a shot away with that puck up on edge and then chased it right into the blue paint. Carapandi was down on his back. At any rate, PT's going to have to kill this one. Goalie interference, the call. 8:25 remaining in the second period. So Drew Wilbert who was that close to making it 2-1, now forced to watch from the worst seat in the house. Anthos on the forechecking pressure. We've seen the Indians, at least in past years, be aggressive on the penalty kill. Down 2-0, it seems like that would be in the cards here, but they have to get the puck back first. Here's Miller for North Allegheny. First things first, you want to keep the Tigers off the board, of course. Prevent it from becoming a 3-goal margin. This is Tyler Lamarck, 2 goals on the year. Couldn't get it through. Luppy, who blocked it and cleared all in one motion, and he's wincing. That shot caught him in the arm, the right arm. Quick up for North Allegheny. Lamarck to Putnam. Now Miller hops on it in the corner. Miller poised stick handling to Duderstadt behind the back play. It's a good one to the open Miller to the middle. Putnam shoved it wide against the grain. Shimko to Miller. Duderstadt looks over his options, finds Lamarck. Shot it off the leg of Ferguson for Peters Township. Tigers still in possession, though. Miller to Shimko. Give and go try. Intercepted by Barrett and swung off the boards. Down it goes. 7:13 left in the second. Good pass finds Putnam. Putnam pulls to the backhand. Look at that move around Barrett, shooting over the crossbar. Handsy stuff. Lamarck to the line. Duderstadt overtaken by Schwartz, who will be able to clear. Karapondi holds it up behind his net for North Allegheny. Under 7 to play in the second. 22 seconds remaining on the goaltender interference call against Andrew Wilbert. DiNardo with some token pressure. Mazur gets it right back here on the give from Watkins, and a wrist shot snagged by Sharbaugh. So far in the season, the Indians are 3 for 4 on the PK. They're 9 seconds away from being 4 for 5. North Allegheny has scored on 4 of 8 power play opportunities, including that 3 for 7 performance last week against Mount Lebo in that 6-1 win. Kept just barely by Simons. Good job there to step up and read the play. To the high slot. Simons, he's open, scores! Justin Simons, impressive stuff. The senior turned the corner and buried his second goal of the year with 6:19 remaining. That's going to be an even strength goal, but the Indians were still trying to scramble to get bodies back in the play. Might as well be a power play goal for North Allegheny as they strike off the possession generated from the penalty. Simons with 6:19 left has put the Indians down 3. A rare sight indeed, especially on home ice. Of course, it was these very same Tigers last year who handed the Indians their worst loss of the season, 5-1 up at Barrel in Warrendale. This is Abel. Vincent Abel looking for his first point of the year. Left it behind the goal line. That's where Hanlon has it. Hanlon off to Kevin Hart, who had a breakaway chance earlier in this game. Hanlon gave it away. Good read by Torrey Schwartz of the Indians. His backhander, he can't clear, but Watsula will finish the job. Nico Watsula, what does he have in store here? Tried to slip the puck to the middle and follow it, but Heil got in the way of him. And flipped back out to the neutral zone by the Tigers. Hanna. 5.5 to go in the second period. 3-0 North Allegheny here on Peters Township Community Television and Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. Hanna, his backhand pass, finds Jake Bush to Schwartz. Good dish on his backhand to McElhaney, but he couldn't control it. It's Seth Hanna's turn for PT. He skates up ice, taking the room given to him. Schwartz from the side wall, couldn't make the play. Lamarck. Cross-ring pass. On the counter, it's Watkins. But he stumbled and lost control. Hanna to Owen Barrett. Barrett up the kick plate. Parker Johnson, the handoff. Watsula shooting just high. Nico Watsula's had a couple of good looks. Johnson on net with that one. And Karapondi forced to keep it at his feet. 4:37 remaining in the second. Still 3-0 North Allegheny. Goals from Watkins, Miller, and Simons. 1 in the first, 2 here in the second so far. Turkovic couldn't gun it by Johnson on the sideboards. This is Wilbert kicking it along. Eric Wilbert, that is. Mark Lehman reaching out, but couldn't get to that puck in time to keep it alive. Eric Wilbert will, but the Indians have to tag up, and they do. Luke Turkovic. Cross to William Mensch, his defense partner. Galloping through to center, O'Neill. Spun it around the boards from the left corner. Lehman, and now Johnson gave Sean Parks a rough ride. Parks down in his hockey pants, but it'll be a penalty against Peters Township. Parker Johnson is about to go into the books as a varsity player for the first time, and it's a roughing penalty. He shakes his head, but the Indians are about to be short for the second time this period. 3:58 remaining in period number 2, and the Tigers now have a chance to extend their lead. But there's a cheeky play by Jeremy Anthos to jam that face-off and knock it right by the point man. That was Putnam, but Putnam will carry in. Tyler Putnam put a backhand pass to the low slot and hopped on by Ryan Luppy, and he'll lift it out to center. Anthos couldn't make any headways shorthanded. Shimko, the Tigers on their second power play. Simons, Lamarck, Tyler Lamarck gets it right back from Shimko. Tigers work the right side, now center point Simons, far wing here. Miller in his office at that left circle. Simons a one-timer. Slams it off the end boards. Lamarck on it here with 1:10 to go on the power play. Simon shoots again. That's deflected right at the point of attack by Luppy and out of play into the protective netting. 3:04 on the second period clock. Peters Township down by 3 on home ice. North Allegheny in good shape here in game number 3 of the season for both teams. There's a clean face-off win, just what Peters Township needed to regain their footing in this one. This game's in danger of getting away from the Indians, if it hasn't already. Aaron Miller cruising through the neutral zone. Sets up at that left half wall. Gets a bump pass right back. Turns on the pirouette. Gave it to Shimko. Shimko, the right-handed shooter. To the lefty point man, Simons. Simons to Miller, waits for that pass to settle to him. Now he sets up Simons with a one-timer, and it's blocked. 2 bodies in front. Jeffrey Poon went down, and then Lehman got to that loose disc and sent it all the way down the ice. 17 seconds remaining on the power play. Lamarck, North Allegheny's number 8, wanted a cutback lane. Now he flung one to the front of the net, and it ends up on the near side boards. To the point, Duderstadt. Couldn't drag it past Lehman. Banging his stick is the goaltender, Karapandi. Coming out of the box was Johnson. McElhaney took his spot, but the pass was behind McElhaney on the attempted breakaway feed, and it's an icing call against the Indians. Frustration settling in a bit for the home team now, under 2 to play in the second. The faceoff will be back in the Peters Township zone. Watsula for PT against Abel for North Allegheny. Abel drew it back on the forehand. Heil from center point. Pad save made by Sharbaugh. And Abel, kind of a hope pass there, doesn't connect. From the far corner, Watkins. He scored 1:02 in to set the tone for this one. NA up by 3. Watkins, a centering pass, slides right by, out to the point. From the right side, Heil hammers it down the wood. Abel, shoulder shimmy, holds on to it. To the point he goes with it. Heil, fan on the one-timer. Heil tries again, and that one was blocked. Off to Hamlin, though. North Allegheny getting to loose pucks here. Back to even strength play as Abel slides one to the front of the net. Loose in front and banged home by Hamlin on the backhand. And it's 4-0 with 1:08 left in the second period. Chris Hamlin gets his first goal of the year. And it's a bonanza of road goals for North Allegheny. They scored 6 in their last game. That was at home against Mount Lebo up at Barrel. And they have a 4 spot with still a period to play at Peters Township. All 4 goals at even strength. Chris Hanlon going to the front of the net. That's where most goals are scored. And he took advantage of that bounce. Drew Wilbert to the front of the net. Anthos bopped one wide from the side of the cage. Luppy was going to the front. Well, so we see Andrew Wilbert with Luppy and Anthos. Anthos pulls it off the wall. Defended well. Off to Ferguson, the defenseman. He's getting up into the play. 44 seconds to go in the second. Barrett dubbed that one-timer, but it ends up hopping over to Luppy, who stopped. Rebound, they score! Anthos gets one before the end of the period. And if it bleeds, they can kill it. Jeremy Anthos pops one home with 36 seconds remaining in the second period. It's not over yet. A hard-working shift by the line of Luppy, Anthos, and Drew Wilbert. And Anthos slides it home for his second goal of the season. PT gets one back. It's 4-1. And that triggered a healthy celebration at the PT bench. Duderstadt, high stick by Anthos, and that might send the momentum right back in the favor of North Allegheny. And now Duderstadt shoves Anthos right back in the face, and Duderstadt will take a seat too. Retaliation unnecessary as the penalty was already taken. Anthos is happy with himself, and he should be, because he led to Duderstadt taking the roughing penalty on retaliation. So forget the North Allegheny power play. We'll stay at even strength. The only question is, will it be a 4-on-4? And yeah, it will be. A rough against Duderstadt and a high stick against Anthos. Actually, excuse me, they will keep it 5-on-5 on the Coincidental Miners. Lehman to Luppy, turned it over and shot one. What a nifty little shot that was, but a big save from Karapandi before the end of the second period. That one goes in. Maybe it's a totally different story for that third. As it is, right now, it's still 4-1. On the forecheck, Lehman lays the hit. Luppy shoots. Save made the rebound off the side of the net from Lehman. Here come the Indians suddenly, but they're going to have to go to the locker room now on the Chase Lee. He's not going to get there in time to turn it back up ice. A fine finish to the period for Peters Township. They couldn't get that second one, even though they were close. So the home team will have to rest in the fact that they might have at least a slight psychological boost going into the final 17 minutes of regulation time. 4-1 North Allegheny, though. It's been mostly Tigers from the start of this one. Watkins, Miller, Simons, and Hamlin, the goal scorers. Karapandi solid in net so far. Jeremy Anthos has the lone Peters Township goal through 34 minutes. We'll be back from Printscape Arena in South Point, PA for the conclusion of this one, both on Peters Township Community Television and the Pittsburgh Hockey Digest Facebook page. Stay with us. Amidst the cries of a baby in the stands, it's 4-1 North Allegheny over Peters Township. I'm Matt Geico with the call from Printscape Arena in South Point, PA. Yeah, someone's upset down there. His name might even be Lucas Geico. Goals for North Allegheny. 1 in the first from Watkins, 3 in the second. Miller, Simons, and Hanlon. It was a 4-0 lead before Jeremy Anthos struck back with 36 seconds to go in the second. And now we see if there's any such thing as momentum in this game and if the Indians might have a small bit of it. 17 minutes left in regulation. And the Indians will be attacking to our right. It's a 5-on-5 situation, even though each team has one man in the box. Anthos in there for high sticking, and then Duderstadt with the corresponding roughing penalty. Both were taken just after Anthos had made it 4-1. DiNardo at the circle against Mazur of North Allegheny, and Mazur wins it cleanly back. 5-on-5 hockey. Zakin, good forecheck though, and Karapani has to come up with a couple of saves there. Jones and then Zakin causing some havoc at the side of the cage. Just underway here in the third period. Indians need a big comeback to make this one interesting. Miller couldn't poke it past Lee, who has a lot of hop in his step to start the final frame. Zakin dispatched it out to center. Here's Lee hammering it right past Jones. It'll go right on net off the sideboards, Karam. That helps out the Indians. Karapandi compelled to freeze. Josh Jones right there in Karapandi's kitchen. We are broadcasting live from South Point. Our first video broadcast of the high school hockey season. North Allegheny in the black and gold, Peters Township in the red and the white. North Allegheny, 17 minutes, well, make it 16 minutes away from a 3-0 start. They're holding a 3-goal lead. Schwartz centers, Watsula, fan, now he shoots, and a blocker save, I think, maybe even a knob save from Karapandi. Watsula's had 2 or 3 really good looks, and his teammates tap their sticks against the bench in appreciation for that chance generated. Watsula, Wilbert, and Schwartz is the line out there now for Rick Tingle's Indians. Wilbert off the scramble, ends up with that puck. Below the goal line to Schwartz. It's in his skates, and now extracted by Luke Turkovich of North Allegheny. Charges up the near side wall, and out come the Tigers. Watkins has a man on far side, got it to him, it's Lamarck. Couldn't turn it over and shoot. I think Sharbaugh had to make a save technically, but there wasn't a lot of mustard on that one by the time it struck his pad. Lamarck down the wall, Watkins couldn't pull it around Watsula, who puts in a good defensive shift. Now Watsula on the chase against Turkovich. Nico Watsula looking energized, and he has the puck. He took it right away, shot it short side, save made. Rebound Wilbert, couldn't jam it home. Karapandi 2 for 2 in that circumstance, and he holds on for the stoppage in play. 15:35 remaining in the third. Again, it's 4-1 North Allegheny. Quite the effort on the road from the Tigers so far. Anthos skips one, right of the net. Barrett steps 2. Now here's Ryan Luppy on it. Luppy and Anthos and Lehman, the unit out there, up front at least, for Peters Township. It was this group that broke the ice late in the second period. Anthos' goal, his second of the season, off a rebound chance. Boy, Lehman just crushed one of the Tigers over there. That's Watkins, or pardon, Hanlon rather. Luppy tried to go blocker hand against Karapandi. Another save by the senior goalie, who's having a heck of a night and a heck of a start to his season. Still just the 2 goals allowed in 2 games and 2+ periods now. Richard Karapandi. Shut out Erie Cathedral Prep at Erie Cathedral Prep to start the season. And then just allowed the 1 goal against Mount Lebo last week up at Barrel. Luke Turkovich drives it off the side wood. Taken by Parks. Couldn't get the shot through. Bush. Ferguson checked Parks, and the puck comes free to Eric Wilbert. Nubs one ahead. Nathaniel Heil, 2 at first. Heil, whose older brother used to play goal for North Allegheny, now looks up ice with that one. Parks couldn't deke past Seth Hanna. Hanna chopped it to the wall, but pushed right back in by North Allegheny. Ryan Lee will try to start the rush, or he's just the rush himself. Takes it all the way and shoots low, but gloved down by Karapondi. Next week for PT, they'll be back on the road up at Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale to take on the defending Penguins Cup champions, the Seneca Valley Raiders. Seneca Valley defeated PT in the Penguins Cup championship game last March, ensuring that PT's Penguins Cup and state title defense would end short of its goal. But still, it was a very successful 2017-18 for Rick Tingle's team. They finished first in the regular season and just a couple of goals away from taking the Penguins Cup once again. DiNardo reaches back, keeps that puck moving forward, and now Collins got to go back for it. He feeds off to Hanna. Pass too far for DiNardo to handle. Zakin cracks it in on the slap shot. Karapondi left it behind his net. Tossed high by Gentile off the glass. Settles down at the Peters Township line. But Hunter Ferguson couldn't get it further than the red line. Jeffrey Poon spins around. Has some trouble handling that puck initially, but now finds Zakin. Jack Zakin, first-year varsity player. Gave it over to Hunter Ferguson, another rookie for PT. And bad break there. His attempted dump in, he was trying to put it softly into the left side of the ice, but it struck the top of the dashboard and bounced forward and down for an icing call. 12:19 remaining in the third. 4-1 North Allegheny. North Allegheny 0 for 2 on the power play now. Peters Township 0 for 1. Not an especially physical game. We've seen a few strong checks, but maybe I should say not a dirty game at all tonight. Wilbert has a man going to the net in Schwartz, but couldn't get it through. Good defending by Heil to keep it away, but Watsula gets there. Schwartz shooting off the arm of Karapondi again. The Indians that close to getting another one. Karapondi's come up with 3 high-quality saves in the first 5 minutes or so in this third period. One of those goes in. This thing has a totally different tenure at this point. But PT's still not out of it. Headman pass from Barrett. Ended up skidding into the offensive zone. It's offside against the Indians. Next week for North Allegheny, the Tigers host Bethel Park. Both these teams, in fact, are back at it on Monday, the 22nd. It'll be the first Monday game of the year for Peters Township. They've been on the Tuesday plan so far. Justin Simons, a goal scorer tonight. Click that pass off the stick of Hayden Shimko, North Allegheny captain. And now the turnover. Lehman got around Simons. Lehman couldn't get the shot off. Duderstadt, a good stick. Loose puck, side of the net and then front of the net. But again, the whistle sounds early with Anthos lurking. Officials are taught if they can't see it, blow it dead. And in that case, the early whistle benefits North Allegheny. Shimko against Lehman. Puck jammed into the slot here. Anthos keeps it just barely inside the blue. Duderstadt. The bump pass over to Simons. Now Watkins. Finds Lamarck at center. Tries to drag it through. Can't get by Barrett. And now Barrett could not get that pass through the stick of Shimko. Watkins and Luppy go down in a heap as Luppy checked Watkins hard and cleanly. PT bench loves that. Stumbling down Anthos, though. Anthos got it right back, lifting the stick of Lamarck. 10.5 to go in the third. Indians still down by 3 on home ice. Lehman to the near side. Anthos ducked down to avoid the hit from Simons. This is Anthos behind the back pass in front. Eluded Eric Wilbert. Taken up ice by Shimko. Here's Watkins, a high shot. Sharbaugh had to fend it off with the shoulder. Brock Sharbaugh hasn't seen much in terms of rubber his way in this third period. Mensch gets run over by his own man on the line change here. Watkins, and then Anthos bumps Watkins. It's bowling pins action in front of the broadcast location here on the center ice concourse. Parker Johnson wanted a clear one in front for the Indians. Couldn't do it. Now Lee unable to jam that through bodies. Parks for North Allegheny. Hands off. O'Neill's wrister. Off the knee of Eric Wilbert and to the corner. O'Neill on the chase, but Peters Township's Hannah has it. He shovels one over to Eric Wilbert, who throws one down the rink. Heil couldn't hook up on that pass. Indians are onside, just barely, but it doesn't matter. Here come the Tigers back on the counter. Mark from the left side to the middle, and Parks ran into trouble. Wilbert, with help from DiNardo, heads back the other way. Eric Wilbert, a deflected shot, settles in the corner. Johnson wanted to slug it toward the goal. Johnson, strong play to get it to Poon. Fakes the shot. Now Ferguson shooting, and that's off Karapandi's arm and into the screen. 8:50 left in the third. North Allegheny 4. Peters Township 1. I'll have the broadcast next week from the Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale. That'll be an audio-only call on the road. That'll be the pattern here this year, it appears. Kevin Hart for North Allegheny missed on that attempted dish to center ice. It's off of Peters Township skate, so no icing. Ferguson to Wilbert, stepping back to help out the breakout. And Ferguson fights for it. Hunter Ferguson playing his third varsity game. Misfired on that headman pass, looking for Schwartz, I think, or maybe on the Karam Watsula. At any rate, it flies down the ice for another icing call. .8:13 remaining in the third period. Here we go back on the counter. Ryan Luppy, can he get the corner? He shoots low. Didn't get much on it. Anthos to Lehman. Stop made. Karapandi rebound. Luppy unable to find it. 3 or 4 now quality chances in this third for the Indians. But still, nothing's connected. Peters Township now backtracking as Putnam gunned that shot over the crossbar. Putnam couldn't handle that one in his skates. Out to center it goes again and flushed right back into the offensive zone for the Tigers. Peters Township lost just once on home ice all of last year. In danger of dropping just its second home game of this season. Frozen by Karapandi with Luppy right there at the top of the blue paint. Ryan Luppy coming back this season from the shoulder injury he suffered late last year. You could argue the shoulder injury cost the Indians a chance to repeat as Penguins Cup champs. That little extra that Luppy can provide in terms of speed and playmaking and finishing ability. The Indians captain does it all, and they're happy to have him back, obviously. For his senior season, Ryan Luppy wearing the C this year. Here's a 2-on-1 back for the Tigers. Shimko to Watkins, back to Shimko, and the pass handcuffed Shimko. Drew Wilbert. Indians dodge one there, but down 4-1, not much else left to lose. Here's a dish from Simons that's intercepted by Lee at center ice for PT. Lee's behind the back pass, taken away by Watkins, and he leads Shimko into the offensive end. Hayden Shimko pulls up, and his pass just eluded the reach of Lamarck. Watkins knocked it down the wall. Here is Andrew Wilbert on the escape. Watsula churning the legs and firing, and again Karapandi comes up big. Richard Karapandi, what a game so far. They haven't been easy saves in this third period, now 6:38 remaining in it. but he's made all of them. And you're looking at a North Allegheny team that is about to take over first place in Class AAA, assuming there's no late reversal on this result. Eric Wilbert to the point. Poon shooting as they've made the rebound. Score! Maybe hold on that as McElhaney pounds it home from the side of the net. McElhaney's first varsity goal and his second varsity point, and it's 4-2 with 6:23 to go in the third. So McElhaney rocks the suburbs, and the Indians have life. Jeffrey Poon gets the primary assist there with an accurate point shot that led to the big rebound off Karapandi's pad. McElhaney from Poon, there'll be a secondary assist there too, but the goal comes with 6:23 left, so it's 4-2, and at least the Indians now can harbor some hope as Lehman will take this one from Ferguson. Mark Lehman, downshifts, shoots. It was a hard shot, but right between the pillows of Karapandi. The Indians are piling up the shots here in the third. 4-2 North Allegheny, but the Indians have the last two in this game. Peter's hoping those aren't the last two of this game, if you know what I mean. Justin Simons sets up shot behind his net. Made the poise play as he looked left, then passed it right to Hanlon. Abel getting around the edge, but Ferguson recovered for Peters Township to defend it well. Mark Lehman pulls it out of a crowd. Lehman might have the hardest shot on this team. Knocked it up ahead. Anthos was going to win that race, but it doesn't matter at this level. It's no touch icing, no race icing. In juniors or college or the NHL, that would have been a clean play, but not so here. 5:41 left, and now the Indians have to work from their own end, still trailing by 2. Dylan McElhaney gets the goal here in this third period, the only goal so far in this final frame, giving Peters Township life and keeping their unblemished record at least alive for a little bit longer. Andrew Wilbert can't get it by Miller, who leans in, and the puck just skids on net. That's where Sharbaugh holds on. Jeffrey Poon's assist is his second of the season. Senior defender. Looks to have some offensive upside. We'll see how it develops here. He had a couple of assists in the playoffs, too, last year, did Poon, including one against North Allegheny. Indians try to break it out here. Wilbert off a stick with that one. Simons simply and safely backhands it clear. Lee to Schwartz. Bump set for Watsula. Couldn't take the pass. Back comes Mazur with a slap shot off the leg of the Indians' defender, Seth Hanna. Ryan Lee. Puck drops down at his skates. And here comes Torrey Schwartz. He's had a quiet game, has Schwartz. Gunning one high. Glove down again. Karapandi sharp with both hands. He's made 2 or 3 blocker saves in this third, and now the glove's getting more active. As we tick down to the final minutes of this one, 4:35 remaining in the third. It's a 4-2 game in favor of North Allegheny on the road. Hanna wristing one. That hit Abel in the hockey pants. Hanlon on the chip in charge. Christopher Hanlon, who has a goal in this game. Checked by Lee. Puck pops free, though, to Abel. Abel, the give out to the top of the circle, and Luke Turkovich from the left side. The Tigers work it. Hanlon, bounced that one off the outside of the net, and it skipped in front. Sharbaugh had to keep it from going into a dangerous area, and Ryan Lee got an arm around Hanlon to tie him up just after the whistle sounded. 4:08 left on the third period clock. I'd like to offer a thank you to Lori Seekley of the Peters Township Hockey Club for the logistical assistance today. And shout out to Brian Mitchell and Alan Saunders of Pittsburgh Hockey Digest for making the live broadcast possible and letting us take over the Facebook page for another couple of hours. We don't pay any rent, and we thank them for that. This is our second year of broadcasts on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. And as I mentioned, it's my fourth year doing it on Peters Township Community TV. It's been my pleasure to bring it to you, whether here or at the various rinks around Western Pennsylvania. Lehman dubbed that pass, and North Allegheny's back in command of it. Duderstadt with his head up, has it stripped by Lehman. He's going to walk in and score! Mark Lehman has made it 4-3 with 3:44 left. Unassisted goal. Lehman breaks his rusty cage, and the Indians are off and running now. 3 consecutive goals. Lehman's second of the year, and it's a big one to cut it to 4-3. And 3 3/4 minutes remaining. 7 goals in this game, 4 for North Allegheny, 3 for Peters Township. They're all at even strength. Lehman, what a shot. He buried his chance when he got it. What a takeaway, too, from Duderstadt. He looked like he was going to be able to get away up ice. And here's Ferguson. Oh, he had Watsula breaking between the defense, and now it's poked up to Watsula. He has Schwartz going to the goal, fed it behind him, might have been deflected. Good job by Luke Turkovich if it was tipped, and I think it was. 4-3, North Allegheny. NA had a 4-0 lead late in the second period. Andrew Wilbert, 3:10 left. Boy, did this one get interesting in a hurry. Goals 3 minutes apart from McElhaney and Lehman have made it a 1-goal margin. Barrett down the wall. Andrew Wilbert put it to the front of the net. It bounces over to Heil for NA, who simply sends it down, and that's going to be an icing. The Peters Township partisans are enjoying this. Down to my left, including the JV players and some of the scratches. This would be some comeback if the Indians can at least force OT and snatch a point from this one. Neither side has used its timeout yet, so keep that in mind as we are entering pulled goalie territory. 2:49 remaining in the third. Face-off one. Lee bounced it right through a crowd, and it missed. Here come the Tigers. And Putnam. Putnam to the line. Mazur dumps it further. 4-3 North Allegheny. Peters Township with 3 consecutive goals here. Luppy gave it up inside the line. Given by Putnam off to Miller, who has a goal tonight. Miller, though, stripped, and here come the Indians, 3 strong to center. Lehman, the pass was deflected, but eventually it gets to Luppy. He picks it up, sends it cross rink. Kind of a hope pass there, and taken away by Duderstadt. Headman delivery to Miller, dekes to his backhand, and missed to the short side. Miller used that backhand on a breakaway earlier to score a goal against Brock Sharbaugh. Anthos takes this pass off the bounce. Anthos shot, blocker save. Karapondi. He's given up 2 in this period, but he's been very strong. Lehman turns it on net, patted away. Lehman again, couldn't get it to the front. And now Mark Lehman has to try to find some energy to get back as the Indians look to defend here. 1:35 left in the third. Peters Township down a goal. Jeffrey Poon's going to try to take it the distance, but he couldn't put it between the legs of Luke Turkovich. And what's the call? Slashing against Peters Township. Oh my, that'll hurt the comeback cause. Seth Hanna's going off. Our first penalty of the third, recorded with 1:26 left in it. Hanna for a slash. And the Indians will have to pull their goalie to just get even in terms of skaters here. So the Indians will go short for the third time. Peters has had just 1 power play today. And that was spanning the end of the first period and into the second. And we have a timeout taken. PT uses its stoppage here to talk things over Well, to recap, North Allegheny scored the first 4 goals. Watkins, Miller, Simons, Hanlon consecutively. And with 1:08 left in the second period, it looked like a runaway from Princecape Arena. But since then, Jeremy Anthos scored in the final minute of the second. Dylan McElhaney scored his first varsity goal with 6:23 remaining in the third. And Mark Lehman on the steal. And the breakaway from the blue line in gunned it off the left post and past Richard Carapandi for a 4-3 score. And that's where we stand right now with Peters Township skating with 4. Brock Sharbaugh goes back to his net. It looks like the Indians are going to wait until they have full possession of it before yanking their netminder and taking a crack at a tying goal and pulling off this crazy comeback, which will be one of the most memorable ones of the season if they could do it. Here's Lee on the take back. Oh my, Schwartz missed on that pass, but it'll go right on net, so no icing. There goes Sharbaugh. 5 skaters apiece. Indians working technically shorthanded here. Shimko up the boards. Lamar can't get it out. Held in there. Schwartz tried to shoot. It was blocked to the end wall. Simons got it right past Lee at the point. Here comes Watkins with an empty net. Watkins scores! And North Allegheny looks like they're going to skate out of here with a win. 50 seconds to go. Ended up being a 2-on-0 on an empty net, and Watkins wasn't going to give that puck up. He scored the first one, and it looks like he may have just scored the last one. It's 5-3 NA. And call that technically an empty net power play goal. Watkins connects for his second of the game and second of the season. Just under a minute to go in this one. So the Tigers nearly squandering a 4-goal lead, but in the end, they're going to feel pretty good about this one as they survive a late charge to get the empty net goal. Brock Sharbaugh is back between the pipes for PT. Here comes Jack Zakin on the skate for Peters Township. Gets the puck behind the net. Put it in front of the goal. McElhaney couldn't kick it to his stick. Under 30 remaining. Poon jams it around the horn. Over there is Duderstadt. The puck didn't quite go where he thought it would, so he gets a little bogged down over there and ends up giving it away to Lee. Lee shooting. Carapani another save, and it's still loose off the side of the net. Zakin had a look. Lee can't knock this one down with his skate. 8 seconds left in the third. It'll be no icing on the deflection, so time is going to run out on the Indians here at home. Your final score from Princecape Arena in South Point, PA. On Peters Township Community Television and Pittsburgh Hockey Digest, North Allegheny wins it 5-3. An exciting one. PT's only played close games so far this year, but the Indians will drop the 2-1, and North Allegheny rises to the top of Class AAA with a 3-0 record. Our next broadcast coming up from Barrel Ice Complex in Warrendale. Peters Township against Seneca Valley, a rematch of last year's Penguins Cup championship game. We'll have the audio for you on Pittsburgh Hockey Digest. One last time, this is Matt Geica saying goodnight from the South Hills of Pittsburgh.